This is Wink News Weekend.
Welcome back to Week News Weekend. It is 8:30. I'm Lisa Hutson.
And I'm Annette Montgomery. Here's a look at some of our top stories this morning.
You've been diverted. An active shooter at South Fort Myers High School, 14020 Plantation Road. Reports of 20 students injured.
Let's take a listen to that dispatcher's voice. You can hear the panic. That was scanner traffic that came into our newsroom yesterday afternoon. Parents panicking when they heard of an active shooter on their child's campus. Police storming the halls in search of a shooter this morning. An intense investigation is underway to track down whoever is responsible for that false threat made towards South Fort Myers High. Also this morning, we are learning more victims have been identified after 2 recording devices were found in the family restrooms at Bowman's Beach Park in Sanibel. A new audit from the Anti-Defamation League says that Florida has become a home for hate. So far this year, Wink News has reported on 5 anti-Semitic incidents right here in Southwest Florida. A battle is brewing over mangroves and the future of the land along Fort Myers Beach. A developer is wanting to get rid of them to build homes, but others want to see them stay to protect wildlife and our water quality. Another community in our area is coming together to say good riddance to this sinking ship, which has been nothing but really an eyesore for neighbors there. Palm trees, an icon here in Fort Myers, but just like people, they can get sick too. But there's a solution on the horizon. Wink News environmental reporter Liz Barrow tells us how researchers are working to uncover issues before it's too late. Well, here's a live look of Artemis 1 still here on Earth, where it will spend several weeks, maybe even months, after NASA scrubbed the launch for the 2nd time this week. That's the latest timeline, according to the agency.
There's somebody in there. Can we get this thing flipped or not?
My goodness, a chaotic scene there as crews are working to rescue a woman from the submerged car in a canal. Now, that woman is in critical condition now, fighting for her life.
Today in the United States, 130 people die from an opioid overdose.
Yeah, and sometimes the drugs are obtained illegally, or they can even be prescribed by a doctor for pain relief after surgery. And in the wake of an epidemic of opioid addiction and deaths, there's a growing movement among surgeons to find other ways to successfully manage that post-surgery pain. Wink News Health and Medical reporter Amy Osher has more. Have you ever looked into the eyes of a real wild dolphin this close? Well, the woman who filmed this video does all the time. They call her the fairy pod mother. She's the little lady in the blue kayak paddling San Carlos Bay near Fort Myers Beach. And I found out how she's inspiring everyone who meets her to protect some of our most beautiful sea neighbors. Some search the world for peace like this.
Isn't this place paradise? Oh.
Monica Lynn found it in her own backyard.
I mean, where can you go to see bald eagles, osprey, manatees, dolphins, rays, sharks, everything?
If I could have my first 4 single riders.
Every day, Estero Pass and Pelican Bay is buzzing with activity. Boats with tourists.
Hi, guys. It's another one of our good tours out here.
And the wildlife they're looking for down below.
People always ask me, what time of day is the best to see them? Oh, no rhyme or reason.
Lynn's known as the fairy pod mother. Dolphins travel in pods.
You know, you think dolphins are the most popular animal, arguably, in the world. What could be the problem with that? Well, it's all that intense interest. Supposedly, we're the more intelligent species. Barely. I looked up NOAA guidelines, you know, the federal organization responsible for protecting dolphins, and I thought, hey, we're not supposed to chase them. We're not supposed to entice them with sound, no clicking, whistling, clapping, tapping of the boat. And we're not supposed to feed or touch them because wild dolphins need to stay wild.
She knows each one by name, sometimes by their fins, their habits, and patterns.
I heard a husband and wife were so excited because they had dolphin calves in the wake of their boat. And I'm like, oh no. And I'm like, no, don't panic. It's fine. You overreact, Monica. And sure enough, I heard the woman screaming to her husband, slow down, honey, slow down. They're hitting the boat. They're going to hit the prop.
Boat propellers, circling jet skis. The dangers to dolphins are constant, keeping Lynn on alert all the time.
Some of the best tours I've seen are jet ski guides that say, hey, here's dolphins, let's turn off our engines. Let's sit and watch and wait. Versus circling them, which is illegal. It's herding, it's corralling them, and it's how dolphins hunt their prey. So how would a mother with a newborn dolphin feel if a bunch of jet skis are circling to get them to jump. I'm going to get on my bullhorn because they can't hear me. And I found using a bullhorn, you don't sound mean. You can amplify the voice without screaming.
From her kayak, she's captured some of the most beautiful mammals in the area, using her website to educate others on how to enjoy the same sights with care and from a distance.
We meet each soul. We meet them with the best of intentions. We want to do the most good and the least harm. That's all we can do.
Meeting each soul, just no harm is the least amount of harm that you can do. Monica Lynn is working to build a pod protector network for Fort Myers Beach, and you may even see her cards. They have the NOAA guidelines for marine life viewing telling you what to do and what not to do whenever you see dolphins.
And you can read all of her advice and tips on how you can become a pod protector on the Wink News app.
Birthdays, they are a big deal, especially for one big Italian family here in Cape Coral. Mary Crico is a 90-year-old crocheting queen. She has 34 kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids, and one big surprise. There is a time to be humble.
She said Mom didn't want a big party.
And a time to party.
She's not good at being in the limelight. So for her to be like this, she's like, you know, I don't deserve this, you know, but she does.
Since April of 1989, Mary Crico has been walking through the doors of First Christian Church in Cape Coral.
My husband and I walked into this church, and that's the most important thing that ever happened to me. Yeah. It was such a comfort when he passed.
And on Saturday, that comfort came again, celebrating 90 years of life.
How did it feel? I thought I died and went to heaven.
Her star talent has always been giving comfort to others, something she learned 86 years ago.
Sitting with my mama at the coal stove when I was a little girl, I was 4 years old, she taught me to crochet. I just enjoy giving them away. I just enjoy it. That gives me pleasure.
By blood or by faith, Crico is the mother everyone always needs.
She has something in her that everybody is drawn to her.
My mother's been in heaven since 1992. You know that empty void? It gets filled for a temporary time until I go home, see my mom. But her love is just, there's no words you put for this.
Because love is a language that can only be spoken with the heart.
I love each and every one of them here. I'm still in awe. Still, it's just wonderful. Now, do I have a great family or what?
That is amazing.
Yeah, she does have a great family, and she has so many of these crocheted. She has the slippers, the blankets, in all sizes for all different people. She's donated over 100 blankets to our veterans and many smaller ones, baby blankets, to Golisano Children's Hospital as well. So if anybody needs a blanket, Mary has you covered. If she finds out that you're sick or ill or you need something, you're just going to get one. Just expect it.
Yeah, amazing. I want to cuddle up with this tonight.
I know.
I won't take it from you, Lisa. Don't worry, though. Well, we have another hour of news coming up right after the break.
And we're on until noon today. The news never stops on the Wink News app. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Once a Marine, always a Marine. That is part of the brotherhood that comes with serving your country. I had the privilege of riding along with the VFW Riders, American Legion, and the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association as they escorted 20-year-old Marine Brian McKillop to his final resting place.
Detail and hut and salute.
Service in silence. Solemn respect. A family in uniform in life and in death. Put pedals down for the Marine riding with them.
He was a Marine. He was one of our brothers, and we just felt it in our heart that he needed a good send-off with all the honor and dignity and respect that he deserves.
The rumble of nearly 50 motorcycles in front and behind him. A procession of honor fitting for the uniform he wore. And when he arrives, the same flag that drapes his coffin will be folded tight and handed to the ones who still hold him in their heart.
I've never heard him talk bad once about anybody. Always seen him with a smile on his face. He's so positive all the time, and he doesn't deserve to be buried right now. It's a big messed up reunion for everybody.
Whether they knew him or not, once a Marine, always a Marine. This is just one way his brothers and sisters say thank you. Well, it is important to note that Brian McKillop Jr. died a hero. His stepfather, Gabriel Fernandez, admitted to shooting him when McKillop tried to break up a fight with his mother and Fernandez. Fernandez is still in the Lee County Jail being held without bond. Cape Coral Post 8463, their honor guard. They give send-offs like this to soldiers all over our area. So if you'd like to request their time for a veteran memorial, feel free to reach out to the Post for more information. We'll be right back.